What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today. The Yankees rookie shortstop Anthony Volpe, he made some MLB history in last night's game against the Guardians. Bryce Harper, he finally made his return back to Major League Baseball. Let's see if he can spark a big day for the Phillies. And I don't know what's happening with Nolan Arenado, but he doesn't look like the same guy. So we're going to talk about, is he injured? Is he washed up? Or is he just in a big-time slump? Remember, everyone, if you're going to any baseball games, concerts, anything like that anytime soon, save yourself 20 bucks off using code Fuzzy on SeatGeek, and also remember to hit that subscribe button because we post these recaps every single day. The White Sox and the Twins, Michael Kopech finally did not give up multiple home runs in a start. Now, I hate sounding sarcastic, but Michael Kopech, the only reason why I'm so hard on him is because he's better than what he's been doing to begin the season. Now, he did strike out 7 over 6, only allowing 1 hit the entire night. That is really good, but Joe Ryan of the Twins put up the exact same stat line without the run. He threw 6 shutout innings, only had 87 pitches. He allowed just 1 hit. I mean, the dude was completely nasty, but as soon as he gets taken out, guess what happens? Yeah, you guessed it. Eloy Jimenez is a dog, so I'm not surprised by that 2-run home run, but like, why did you not stay with Joe Ryan? He was only at 87 pitches. Anyways, Nick Gordon, his 8th inning home run tied it up and sent this thing to extras where Andrew Benintendi drove home the game-winning run. It's crazy to say, but I straight up don't think I've talked about Andrew Benintendi once this entire recap season, like to begin the first month of recaps. I don't think I've brought up his name one single time. The Phillies faced off against the Dodgers, so Trey Turner was facing his former team and Bryce Harper was back in business. Mookie Betts and the Dodgers celebrated Bryce Harper's return by making him go 0 for 4 in his season debut and beating the Phillies by 12 runs on the day. Mookie Betts had a 2-run single early, make that 3 RBIs for him. He singled in another in the 4th. Now, it did stay fairly quiet after that as Julio Urias, he was dominating the Phillies. Now, he has not been great over the last few starts, but he was back in business yesterday. 7 innings, 10 strikeouts in that masterclass. He allowed just 1 hit, by the way, a home run to Trey Turner. I mean, from there it got silly. Chris Taylor and Miguel Vargas, they teamed up to double the score, sitting at 8 runs now, make it 10 after Freddie Freeman hit his 5th of the season. He's hitting almost 310 because, of course, he is. He's Freddie Freeman. The rookies, James Outman and Miguel Vargas, they tacked on 2 more. LA ended up with 13 on the day. They're 18 and 13. The Rockies and the Brewers, as nasty as Freddie Peralta was, the Rockies got 2 runs on monstrous home runs, and I mean monstrous. 447 feet from rookie Ezequiel Tovar, his 1st of the season, and breakout star Elias Diaz went 453 feet. We're going to talk about him more later on in the week. We're going to talk about the best player from every single team to begin the first month of the season, so that will be out on Friday or Saturday. I'm working on that behind the scenes, but anyways, he's been amazing, and Ryan Felter's gem kind of crumbled in the 6th inning. He lost the lead, so Colorado's bullpen is going to have to hold it, and there he is again, Diaz with an RBI, so he puts the Rockies up by 1 single run. Pierce Johnson, he came in to close it out for his 4th save of the year. Honestly, I was watching that game kind of as I was doing this script last night, and it was a solid game. The Mariners and the A's, one of the most electric pitching matchups of the entire season. Let me explain real quick. So both starters are rookies. Bryce Miller is making his MLB debut for the Mariners, and he's facing off against Mason Miller, a fellow rookie, but he's on the A's. So not only is a W at stake, but pride as well. Who is the better Miller? Mason and Bryce, they were absolutely shredding. Both went 5 shutout to start this one, but Mason, he was just a touch better. Bryce, he was still insane though in his debut, striking out 10 over 6, allowing just 2 base hits in his debut. But Mason Miller threw 7 no-hit innings. Remember, Oakland, they do not have a single starting pitcher with a W this year, so this is their best chance. And of course, as soon as Mason comes out the game, Oakland's all-time bad bullpen gave up the lead on a Pollock home run, and Jared Kelenic, he ripped a double to put Seattle out in front. Sewald, he struck out 2 in the 9th, his 8th save of the year. So that means the A's have officially now gone 30 games without a single starting pitcher win, extending their Major League Baseball record. Cincinnati versus San Diego, Juan Soto gave Michael Wacha the lead on an RBI double in the 3rd, but that was it for the scoring for at least the next 5 frames. Michael Wacha, he threw 6 scoreless on just 2 base hits, while Graham Ashcraft of the Reds, he lowered his season ERA to just 2. He throws 2 pitches nearly 100 miles an hour, and that off speed, he kind of snaps the curveball. The dude is nasty. His team saves him from taking a tough L as Jake Fraley continues to deliver in the clutch. The guy is hitting .357 with runners in scoring position, with all 17 of his RBIs on the season coming with runners in scoring position. Alexis Diaz, he struck out 2. He has 5 saves on the year as the Reds just barely beat the Padres 2-1. Another 1-run game, the Red Sox and the Jays. Rays, and wait. Are the Boston Red Sox good? Christian Arroyo is hitting .474 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs over his last 5 starts. Masataka Yoshida has been a machine. He was bad for a week or two, but that's his 5th home run of the year. He has 18 RBIs and a 145 OPS plus. Toronto did what they've been doing all week. They stormed back to make it a game. Vladdy, he ripped a 2-run single, and Toronto ended up tying it up on a pass ball, and there it is. Dalton Varsho, he blasted a 3-run bomb, so both Tanner Houck and Yusei Kikuchi got lit up like a Christmas tree. Boston, they're gonna make a comeback of their own though. Rev Schneider, he singled in Alex Verdugo, and there's Masataka with his 19th RBI. 15 years from now, we might know this as the Connor Wong game. He ties it on a home run and then wins it on a home run. His 2 home runs late in this one were the driving force to complete a comeback after a Toronto comeback. He's hitting .444 with 3 home runs and 8 RBIs over his last 8 starts. The Red Sox have now won 4 in a row. They're 17-14, which is crazy to say because they're still a 4th place team in that all-time great AL East division. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we had a Goliath versus Goliath matchup. First place team in the AL versus the first place team in the NL, the Rays versus the Pirates. I didn't think that Pittsburgh would be that good, but again, 2 first place teams facing off. Tampa Bay used 6 or 7 pitches in this one, and they all combined for just 1 earned run on 5 hits. Tampa Bay's offense got it going in the 4th on a Harold Ramirez RBI single, and then in the 5th, things got even more fun for Rays fans. Wander Franco drove in an RBI, and Jose Siri used his blazing top 2 or 3% sprint speed to steal home. So because Wander Franco stole second on that play, he got a stolen base. Jose Siri got a stolen base as well, and then there's hard-hitting Harold with his 6th home run of the year. Dating back to last year, over his last 142 games, Harold Ramirez is hitting .307 with 41 extra base hits and a 133 OPS plus. The Rays win this first matchup, but let's see if the Pittsburgh Pirates are the real deal. I want to see if they can come back over the next few days against baseball's best team. The Guardians were facing off yet again in the Bronx. Cleveland, they went up early after Garrett Cole finally showed some weaknesses. He wasn't as locked in, and I guess he was effectively wild, if you want to call it that. Maybe it was just the cold weather, but he was throwing pitches kind of all over the place. He was still efficient, don't get me wrong. He and rookie Tanner Bybee, they are some of the nastiest starters in all of baseball. Garrett Cole struck out 8 over 6 innings, and even when Tanner Bybee gave up that tank job to Anthony Volpe, I was cool with it because I think Anthony Volpe is just awesome. Rizzo, he then tied it on a single because James Karinchak is absolutely terrible now. And then there's Willie Calhoun making me pay for this tweet that I made a few months ago. I said, yeah, I hope that the Yankees give Willie Calhoun a shot with that short porch. That is just, I don't even know what that is. DJ LeMahieu, he brought home Anthony Volpe in the 8th after Volpe stole 2nd and 3rd in the 8th inning. He is the youngest player in Major League Baseball history to have a home run and 2 stolen bases in a single game. He's just 22 years old and 4 days. Michael King has been Mike Tyson for the Yankees, knocking hitters and teams out with his nasty stuff. He has a 1.56 ERA and 20 strikeouts in 17 innings. I think that he's going to be the closer going forward because that's his 2nd save. Bobby Witt Jr. is on pace for his first ever 30-30 season. That was his 5th home run of the year to go along with 7 stolen bases already, but this game was all Baltimore. Ryan Mountcastle had a big day, belting his first of 2 2-run home runs in the top of the 4th, with James McCann and Cedric Mullins teeing off as well for 3 more runs. Mullins has 23 RBIs and 11 stolen bases. That is stupid fantasy baseball production. And there's that second 2-run home run for Mountcastle. He has 8 home runs and 25 RBIs. He just has to take more walks and stop chasing. Now, we haven't talked about Adley Rutschman in quite some time, so there he is with an RBI double right before Ryan Mountcastle capped off a 5 RBI day with a double of his own. Now, I do want to talk about Salvador Perez because he connected on 2 big boy home runs. Just the Kansas City staff is so bad it didn't matter. Perez has 28 home runs over his last 141 games, but Baltimore, in my opinion, even though it was an 11-7 ball game, they win easy. So Baltimore, they have 20 W's on the season. They're 20-9 and one of 2 teams left in baseball without double-digit losses. The Braves and the Marlins, we had the youngster Bryce Elder versus the reigning NL Cy Young winner Sandy Alcantara. Listen, I know a ton of people like to hate on Ozzie Albies because he's never had the highest on-base percentage, but like that's his 8th home run of the year already. Yes, he only has a .298 on-base percentage, but I don't know, 13 extra base hits and 24 RBIs from a second baseman seems like pretty good production to me, even though he's not taking walks. Maybe I'm a fanboy. I've always liked Ozzie Albies. Anyways, that would have been enough for Bryce Elder because Mans went out there and turned Miami into a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns. He carved away the Marlins to a tune of 7 shutout frames, only 3 base hits allowed, allowed, he struck out 6 of them fishies. He has a 2.6 ERA through his first 90 big league innings as the Atlanta Braves score a few more runs on some bad Miami pitching. They win easy 6-0. We'll talk about Nolan Arenado right after the Angels versus Cardinals highlight because honestly, LA played a pretty solid game and they stole one in St. Louis. Anthony Rendon, he drove in Mike Trout for the game's first run. He's having a weird season because he has a near 380 on base percentage, which is amazing. He has 14 walks to only 11 strikeouts. Both of those are elite numbers, but he has a 292 slugging, so he's not hitting for power at all. He's in the same power conversation as guys like Jace Peterson, Tony Kemp. He's got to start eating some Wheaties or something because that power's got to get going, or just do whatever Taylor Ward has been doing lately because over his last 165 games, he has 27 home runs and a 124 OPS plus after that huge 3-run home run. I mean, from there, it was pretty much a wrap. Patrick Sandoval, he struck out 4 Redbirds over 5, allowing just 1 run on an RBI ground out. Rookie Zach Neto had himself a solid 6th inning, driving in the Halos' 5th run and then making a sick web gem in the bottom half of that frame. He flipped it with the glove to convert that double play. The Angels bullpen, and before I say anything, let me knock on wood. You just heard it. The Angels bullpen has been lights out lately. They threw 4 innings in this one, only allowed 1 base hit with 5 strikeouts to cap off a 5-1 victory. Now it's time to talk about Nolan Arenado. I mean, his baseball savant numbers are horrifying because he's not hitting the ball hard. He's chasing at everything. He's not really taking walks. I don't know if it's because he's injured. A lot of Cardinals fans have been tweeting me this video of him half swinging and then really grimacing. So is it him in a slump? Is it Nolan Arenado injured and he knows that the pitching is so bad and he feels like he has to make up for that and just can't miss any games because without Nolan Arenado, I don't know what the case is right now with the Cardinals and Nolan Arenado, but they're a complete mess. The Rangers and the Diamondbacks, Nathaniel Lowe cut into the deficit a little with an RBI single in the first, and the Rangers had to fight back for John Gray as he gave up 4 runs over the first 3 innings, but here come the Rangers. They got to Zach Gallen, who has been the best pitcher in baseball this year in my opinion. Okay, maybe aside from Garrett Cole or Sonny Gray, but again, Zach Gallen, he got lit up by Marcus Semien and Travis Jankowski, bringing it to a 1-run game. Gallen's late game hiccups set up a huge moment for the rookie Ezekiel Duran, and he smacked a 2-run 431-foot moonshot. He's hitting .330 with a 144 OPS plus on the season. That 2-run nuke put the Rangers out in front, and the Rangers bullpen did their job. They nearly threw 4 scoreless as Will Smith converted his 4th save of the year. The Rangers are 9 games above 500. They're 18-11, and so far my predictions of the Rangers, the Orioles, and the Pirates not being very good this year, that's coming back to haunt me. The Giants and the Astros, Jock Peterson and Blake Sabol gave Anthony Desclafani all the run support he needed because, dang, he was really good last night. Can I interest you in an 8-inning shutout, only allowing 3 base hits on no walks? This masterclass lowered his ERA to 2.13. He is leading baseball in walks per 9. That'll win you a lot of ball games if you were just not allowing free base runners to get on. Camilo Doval, he towed the rubber in the 9th. He has 4 saves on the year after a 1-2-3 9th inning. The Giants actually win pretty easy. Even though it was only 2-0, that game never felt close against the Astros. The Nationals versus the Chicago Cubs, Hayden Wesneski and Trevor Williams, they actually turned in some pretty good starts, but one was just a little bit better than the other. Hayden, he gave up a run in the 3rd inning, while Trevor Williams, he almost went 6 scoreless. Again, nonetheless, they were both really good. This one was going to have to be settled by the bullpens, and Patrick Wisdom, he said, "Give me that," a 430-foot missile, his 11th of the year. That tied it yet again for first place. But here come the kids. Well, one kid exactly. CJ Abrams is 22 years old, and Alex Call, even though he's only been playing MLB for the last year and a half, he's 29 years old, so it's still kind of young, but you guys know what I'm saying. The Nationals overall are a younger team, and with the help of Abrams and Call, they steal the lead back, and Kyle Finnegan having a really wild season. He now has 6 saves on the year. Thumbs up, that's really good, but he has a 6.55 ERA. That is not so great. The Nationals, they do win 4-1 over the Cubs, who have been struggling as of late. Do not go anywhere. We're going to go ahead and roll the web gems in just a moment, but that does it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry if this video comes out a little bit late. I had a small little personal medical scare this morning. I think I'm gonna be all right, but I'll let you guys know the updates if I find out anything. But thank you guys for watching and enjoy the web gems.
0-2 hit in the air to left field. Benintendi at the track, at the wall. He leaps. Yes, he took it back.
Ballpark, but it's a very cold night. Great timing by Benintendi.
There's a fly ball right center from Kyle.
No way.
Oh my!
On the ground, Swanson sliding stop, unloads quickly, baby.
Oh, yes, catch by perfect timing, well executed.
pays the pick on the first, a perfect strike.
In his head, he knows almost exactly how much time he has, and you see him getting Bethencourt.
And a ground ball from Edward Olivares. Henderson cuts off Mateo and makes the play.
Cannon, as he just rips this ball across the diamond to pick up the second out.
Stott waits on a breaking ball, launches it to right center. Outman on his horse, runs under it and makes the catch.